People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you People's State Bank and Grant Regional Health Center coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Bouse Electric, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Bytech Incorporated, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Claire Bank, Donnie's Tire and Auto, Fuller's Milker Center, Gary's Pest Control, Community First Bank, Guy's Truck and Tractor Service, Hernson's Ace Hardware, Krantz Auto Parts, the Peterson Agency, the Raleigh Cheese House, Mound City Bank, the Russell Law Office, the Shoebox, Sloan Implement, Timmerman's Talents, Tricor Insurance, and Wolf Construction.
Good evening and welcome to Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school boys basketball presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on ESPN Radio AM 1590, WPVL AM. In an unusually early SWAL game, it's the #1 defending Division IV state champion Mineral Point Pointers and the Division V #5 Southwestern Wildcats. Live from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, this is Matthew Gannon. Right now at Southwestern High School at the James Nettlecoff Gymnasium, we're wrapping up our JV game. Mineral Point and Southwestern tied at 41 with just 10 seconds to go. So we might have an overtime here. Mineral Point with the ball. They're looking to win the game. And we're going to have overtime in this JV game between Mineral Point and Southwestern. So the start of our varsity game, the season opener for Mineral Point, the conference opener for both teams, going to be a couple more minutes away. We'll get started with our broadcast tonight, though. You're listening to the Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highway 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. Two teams tonight, very talented teams coming into this one. We'll start with Southwestern, the home team here. They're ranked #5 in the state in Division V, and it's been a great start to the season for Southwestern. They have won their first two games against Argyle and Wazeeka-Steuben by scores of 73-38 and 84-38. They're winning their games by just over 40 points on average. It has been dominant by Southwestern so far, and this senior-laden team that they have got, they are starting 4 seniors this year. The leading scorer is the lone junior, Aiden Kelleher. We'll bring you our starting lineups later, but it has been a very, very, very successful beginning to this season for the Southwestern Wildcats, and they are going to look to keep that up tonight. On the other side, for Mineral Point, this was actually supposed to be their second game, but because Potosi-Cassville played in the football state championship, Potosi postponed, the schools rather agreed to postpone the first game, which would have been between Mineral Point and Potosi, another good team in Division V. So this is Mineral Point's season opener, a SWAL game against Southwestern, something that you don't see too often. And the story for Mineral Point this season is how can they come back from their first ever state championship in boys basketball. Very storied program. It was their 5th trip to state in 2024 in program history, their first since 2015, but it was the one where they were able to get it done and bring home the gold ball for the first time in school history. They're bringing back just one starter from that team, but they are bringing back 3 of their 4 leading scorers from the state tournament. 2 players coming off the bench, that's Wenhausen and Ashelman, had very big roles on that team. So the question is going to be, how are these teams going to be able to reload? And this one right here, which you'll hear about in our pregame interviews with coaches Clinton Emmets and Dan Burrison, really is going to be a key one in the SWAL. Unusual to have it that early with how much Darlington has had to reload after last year and Cuba City still building. These two teams both look to make conference championship runs this season. And for both of them, it's going to start tonight with a game on December 5th. It's going to be one of the deciding games in the SWAL this season. It's going to be an exciting one. These teams have seen a lot of each other, being in the same league as each other. Coach Nemitz and Coach Burrison, They know how they like to play. They know how they like to play against each other. And as we'll talk about in the pregame interviews, there have been some close ones between these two teams over the last 4 years. So on paper, this one is set to be a very exciting matchup and really hard to tell how this one is going to play out from Southwestern High School. We'll take a commercial break, and after this, we will start with our pregame interviews. First, you'll hear from Coach Dan Burrison, and after that, you'll hear from Coach Clint Nemitz of the Southwestern Wildcats. The Rally Cheese pregame show continues after these messages on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 1.
There are plenty of lenders out there, but few know farming like Compeer Financial. We are here with industry knowledge, a commitment to agriculture, and a will to help you succeed. Whether you farm 300 acres or 3,000, or your herd size is big or small. Compeer Financial, here for you. Call 844-426-6733 or visit Compeer.com today. Compeer Financial is an equal credit opportunity lender and provider. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
In 1955, Blaine's Farm and Fleet was founded as one of the original discount retailers, and we've supplied Midwest farms and families with quality goods at unbeatable prices ever since. So when it comes to keeping your farm well-stocked for winter, we have what you need for less. Like select Nutrina livestock feeds. Buy 3, get 1 free. $70 off 10,000-watt Beyond Heat garage heaters. Rewards members save an extra $20. And select Stanley forage products, $5 off. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Cleaning your carpet and upholstery takes time, money, and lots of patience. Leave this job to the pros so you can focus on your own to-do list. Quick Dry Total Cleaning is offering some great specials. They'll clean, deodorize, and disinfect your first 2 rooms' carpet for only $88. Get the whole house done for only $188. Quick Dry Total Cleaning also does dryer vent cleaning, tile and gout cleaning, and wood floor cleaning and sealing. For pricing and more details, visit DubuqueQuickDry.com.
At Napa, we love cars, trucks, tractors, really anything with wheels and an engine. It's more than our business, it's our passion. That's why we care so much about quality parts and quality people. And that's why Napa is so proud to be one of the most comprehensive car care brands. Tools, parts, fluids, and more. We've got you covered. Visit your locally owned parts store, Napa Auto and Truck Parts, Highway 14 East, Richland Center, and Highway 61 in Boscobel.
Pregame 1.
Game show on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tonight, we're at Southwestern High School in Hazel Green for an early SWAL matchup between the Mineral Point Pointers and the Southwestern Wildcats. We are now joined by Dan Burrison, the head coach of the Mineral Point Pointers. Thank you for joining us, Coach.
Thank you, Matthew.
All right, so coming off of last year's championship season, what does your team bring back this year that you're going to look to highlight in the way that you guys play?
Well, I think, our method of our style of play doesn't really change. I think it's important for us. It's got to start on the defensive end, no matter who we have. I think offensively we need to share the ball, and like all teams, you need to rebound the basketball.
All right, now, how have the first few weeks of the season been? You've had the opportunity to watch your team play in a scrimmage, but besides that, it has only been practice. Has there been anything in particular that you've noticed that you like to see?
I like the progress. I think the guys have listened attentively to what we've tried to get them to do, and I think we've shown progress throughout the first 3 weeks. It'll be good to go out there and play a game tomorrow night and kind of see exactly where we're at.
Now, do you ever remember opening your season with a conference game, and what challenge will that bring, taking on a ranked Division V team that's familiar with you to open your season?
Yeah, I think playing in our conference and playing a team like Southwestern with everybody back, that's going to be challenging no matter when they're on the schedule. But I'm interested to see exactly where our guys are at here, and I think tomorrow night will be a really good test.
All right, and looking at Southwestern, have you had the opportunity to see them so far this year? And if so, what have you noticed about them that's going to be a challenge for your team?
I think they put 5 guys on the floor that can score the ball, maybe in different ways, but a lot of similarities. They've got some depth. They've got a style of play that they're really comfortable with. They return all 5 starters and some kids off the bench. And if you recall, I think they got beat by Abundant Life at the buzzer to get to state last year. So they're a really good team. I mean, Clint does a really good job with them. This will be a really good challenge, and it'll be a pretty good gauge of where we're at right now. You ask where we're at. Well, kind of progress we made. I think tomorrow night will be a checkpoint to see exactly where we are and what we need to do to get better.
All right, now for our Russell Law Office's injury report. Are there any injuries that have occurred in the offseason of the first couple weeks of practice to report?
Hopefully, it looks like we'll have everybody healthy, ready to go tomorrow night. We've had some guys battle through some things, right? Like most teams have. But I think, if we get one guy cleared today, then we'll have everybody dressed and ready to go.
All right, thank you to Coach Dan Burrison for joining us on the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks, Matthew.
Once again, that's Coach Dan Burrison of the Mineral Point Pointers. You'll hear from Coach Clint Nemitz of the Southwestern Wildcats after these messages on the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show. This is high school boys basketball on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 2.
Any business success in dairying is often determined by who you know rather than what you know. That's why it's good to know the pros at Fuller's, your Gia dealer. Fuller's is your source for the automated milking systems line and all of the latest in automated milking systems. Make your operation more efficient and profitable and get the most out of your dairy herd by partnering with the experts at Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster, Richland Center, and FullersMilkersCenter.com.
Fuller's Milker Center.
What does the lifetime comfort guarantee from Dubuque Mattress really mean? It means peace of mind. For the entire life of your Dubuque mattress, we will adjust the feel of it. If it feels a little too firm, we'll make it softer. If your mattress feels too soft, we'll make it firmer. We take the "what if I don't like it" out of mattress shopping to give you peace of mind. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
At Dubuque Mattress Factory, you got a little snooze time.
Fall is upon us and school is now in session. This is Dr. Rizma for Firsty Eye Clinic in Lancaster. It's not too late to have your child vision ready for school. Vision is crucial to a child's development and especially important if your child has spent extended time on a computer. Firsty Eye Clinic invites you to make an appointment to ensure your child's eye health as they return to school. Call us at 888-582-0769. Firsty Eye Clinic located at Grant Regional Health Center, 500 South Madison Street in Lancaster.
Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors of Belmont and Prairie du Chien is who to call for top quality CHI overhead doors. Enhance the curb appeal and security of your home by choosing the fine line of CHI overhead doors from Carey's. And when it comes to seamless gutters that keep your home protected from water damage, Carey's has you covered too. Visit Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com today to learn more. They'll service all the rest and they deal in the best. Get your new CHI overhead doors at Carey's Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont and Prairie du Chien.
Pregame 2.
Huge early December game in the Swall between heavyweights Mineral Point and Southwestern on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. We are now joined by Clint Nemitz, the head coach of the Southwestern Wildcats. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Hey, thanks.
All right, so first let's talk about last year where your Wildcats finished third in a very tight Swall race, dropping both games to Darlington Mineral Point, splitting with Cuba City, and sweeping the rest of your conference slate. You ended last year with a loss to Abundant Life, the eventual state runners-up in the regional finals. Now, considering how many players you bring back from that team, what do you want your team to take from last year and apply to this one?
Absolutely nothing, really. And that's kind of a motto that we have kind of adopted because every game is different. Every team is different this year. Darlington's brand new. Mineral Point lost a lot as well, but they always reload. Our guys have to go out and learn to play their game and really not worry about too much in the past and, just take it one possession at a time. Use their experiences from last year a little bit as far as learning the game of basketball, but this year's a new year and we're ready to roll.
All right, now speaking of starting this year with a bang, so far your Wildcats have outscored your first two opponents, Argyle and Wazeeka-Steuben, 157-76, an average margin of victory of over 40 points. What have you seen from your team that you like so far that has allowed them to mix such an explosive offense with solid defensive play?
Yeah, we're playing at a very high speed this year. We've developed some depth on our bench that we did not have last year, and that's helping some guys stay fresh. So playing a more up-tempo game is the reason for the high scores and kind of wearing teams down. We're forcing teams into about 30-some turnovers a game right now defensively, and we're getting a ton of shots up. So, it's the kids they're playing at a speed that they have gotten comfortable with all summer, and it's more organized basketball, as you know, in the season compared to the summer, and it's nice that they're not taking their foot off the gas at all.
All right, now tell me about the players you have coming back, which is most all of them, and what does that bring to your team, and also how much easier does that make your job as a coach?
Well, it lets me lighten up a little bit. I've told the guys that, I'm putting this on you guys. I'm going to, we're going to continue to coach you up. We're going to show you how to play the game of basketball, but we trust you. I've not always been the most trustful guy in the world when it comes to coaching and coaching teenage kids, because you can't always predict what a teenage kid is going to do. So that's been a change for me, philosophy-wise, and I think the kids are starting to see that. They're able to see that the reins are a little bit looser and they can just go out and play ball.
All right, now in the past few years, you and Mineral Point have played down to the wire quite a few times. In 2022, you split with the Pointers. In 2023, you split again, losing the first game by a point and winning the second game by a point. And last year, you led the Pointers at halftime, and you were just one of two teams to do that to them all year. Given how close these games have been, what do you think it is about the matchup with Mineral Point that always seems to bring out such intense down-to-the-wire battles, and do you expect to see the same tonight?
Yeah, well, they're so well coached. They have a great coaching staff. Their kids are so smart when it comes just to how to play the game, play around the basket. I think our games have been close over the years because our guys do understand how they play. We do some things a little bit differently than what we see on tape with them. But this year, there's no data points. We haven't seen the Pointers on tape at all, and that keeps me up at night, Matthew. I think we can have a close game. It's going to be a great game tonight. But as far as, what's going to happen in the next 2 hours, it's any man's guess.
All right, now for Russell Law Office's injury report. 2 games into the young season, how's your team doing health-wise, and are there any injuries to report for tonight's game against the Pointers?
Yeah, we're pretty healthy. Had a kid go home sick this week, but he's back. And then our big center, Bryce Pierce, had a football injury, but he's toughened through it, and we're happy to have him on the floor.
All right, and a very intriguing SWAL opener. We've got a battle between Mineral Point and Southwestern. We would like to thank Coach Clint Nemitz for joining us on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Hey, thank you.
Once again, that's Coach Clint Nemitz of the Southwestern Wildcats. We'll wrap up the Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Tip-off after this on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 3. Attention business owners. Are you tired of monthly fees eating into your profits? Look no further than People's State Bank. People's State Bank's business checking account has no monthly service charge. Yes, you heard that right. 0 monthly service charges. But that's not all. Enjoy free ATM and debit cards, free online and mobile banking, and free bill pay services. With People's State Bank, managing your business finances has never been easier or more affordable. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on unnecessary fees. Switch to People's State Bank today and take care of your business finances. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Whenever you're in the mood for non-stop Christmas music, check out our sister station at 106.1 FM.
Chestnuts roasting.
The Christmas songs you know and love are playing now on Dubuque's Super Hits 106.
Hi, this is Steve Schmidt, owner of the Shoebox in downtown Black Earth. We have thousands of pairs of shoes in stock, no waiting. So stop in anytime, specializing in size, selection, and fit. We will save you money. P.S. We measure both feet. Stop into the Shoebox, the largest shoe store at the north end of Black Earth.
Pregame 3.
Welcome back to our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Pre-game warm-ups finally underway here at Southwestern High School, and we're about to get underway in the season opener for Mineral Point and the conference opener for Southwestern. We would like to thank coaches Clinton Emmets and Dan Burrison one more time for their time in those pregame interviews. And in those pregame interviews, you heard the Russell Law Office's injury report. If you've been injured, contact Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights to help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. Next up, we will bring you our Colors of the Game presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. For the visitors from Mineral Point, they are in their away baby blue uniforms with white and royal blue trim, the word Pointers on the chest. White numbers on those. And for Southwestern, they're in their home white uniforms. Southwestern down the side of those pants, some royal blue accents on those jerseys as well. Those the colors of the game presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental. We'll take a quick look for the first time tonight on our Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. A number of other games happening in the area today. First, we'll take a look at what's going on our other Queen Bee Radio family of stations, other networks. Besides this game, here on ESPN Radio AM 1590, WPVL, we've got 2 other games on your Thursday night. It's the Highland Cardinals and the Cassville Comets playing at Cassville, also on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, and the X Extreme 107.1, and another huge Swall Boys game taking place down in Darlington on Dubuque Super Hits 106. It's the Cuba City Cubans and the Darlington Redbirds, 2 of the more interesting teams in the Swall this season. They're taking on each other head-to-head in that one to open up this season, so some interesting matchups. Other games in the area on the Shoebox scoreboard. In the Swall are other games, Fenimore at Boscobel and Riverdale at Iowa Grant. In the SWC, a big game for some Division III teams. It's number 8 Platteville at number 10 Wisconsin Dells. Platteville season came to an end last year at Wisconsin Dells High School, where they fell to Lake Country Lutheran in the sectional finals. So that's where they'll go back to tonight to take on Wisconsin Dells. Shellsburg travels to Lancaster, and Dodgeville travels to Belleville. And a full slate in the 6 Rivers besides Highland at Cassville. We've got Belmont and Potosi, Monticello at Argyle, Beckatonica at Blackhawk, Barneveld at Judah, River Ridge at Benton, and Shellsburg taking on Lancaster, as we mentioned. That's a slate in the 6 Rivers tonight, and that is what we've got on the Shoebox scoreboard. We'll take another break here from Southwestern High School, but before that, we'll tell you that our game is brought to you by Ivy's Construction Mineral Point. Ivy's Construction Incorporated is a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction Mineral Point. Claire Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, is proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Schneidels Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service from Schneidels Heating and Cooling in Bloomington. And Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, when you are ready. More pregame coverage comes your way after this. This is high school boys basketball on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 1.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you thinking of buying or selling a home? Hit a home run with Home Key Real Estate. Kim Bussin is your local real estate expert and 5-star agent buying. They have a state-of-the-art website for all your searching needs. They provide first-time homebuyer assistance with the experience to help you find your perfect dream home. Selling? No problem. Ask about their discounted commission rates, free home evaluation, and available live or online auction services. Call one of our agents or call 608-642-0750 and ask for Kim. For your key to the future, go to homekeysearch.com today.
In Game 1.
Closing in on tip-off between Mineral Point and Southwestern. It's the Swall opener for these two teams here on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Now, it's time for tonight's starting lineups. Our starting lineups are presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at fullersmilkercenter.com. First, the starting lineups for the visiting Mineral Point Pointers. The Mineral Point Pointers are starting 4 seniors and a junior. Only 1 starter returning from last year, but 4 of those players got minutes, and 3 of those players were some of the leading scorers in that state tournament for Mineral Point last year. They're starting a senior guard, number 5. He's 6'4", Jackson Wenhausen. Last season, he averaged 9.5, 2.5, and an assist. He shot 44% from 3 and 50% from the field. He was first team All-SWAL last year for Mineral Point. First team All-State Tournament stock booster. First team All-Area. And this year, Prep Hoops has named him preseason SWAL first team and best shooter, and a preseason D4 All-State selection. Also starting for Mineral Point, a senior guard at 6'5", number 10, Eli Lindsay, who recently committed to Viterbo University to Gulf next year. Last year, the first team All-SWAL selection averaged 11.8 points, 6.5 boards, and 3 assists for the Pointers, shooting over 50% from the field. This year, Eli Lindsay has been named preseason SWAL first team by Prep Hoops and best defender in the SWAL, a preseason D4 All-State selection as well. Another starter for Mineral Point, the hero for the Pointers in the state championship last year, winning the title with a buzzer beater, a 6'3" junior guard, number 11, Drew Ashelman. Coming off the bench, Ashelman averaged 6.8 points, 3.5 rebounds, and about an assist per game for the Pointers. He shot 60% from the field and just under 50% from beyond the arc. He is a preseason SWAL second team selection. New in the starting lineup and new in the rotation for Mineral Point, a 6'2" senior guard, number 12, Tucker Dannenberg. Dannenberg seeing his action. A honorable mention selection for the SWAL in football, a defensive back for the Pointers. And the final starter for Mineral Point is a 6'4" senior, plays in the post, number 32, Jacob Phillips. He averaged 2.5 points and 2.5 rebounds last year for the Pointers. He was an all-region football selection at inside linebacker, first team all-defense in the SWAL. We can also expect to see significant minutes tonight from Keaton Dempsey, who was moved up to varsity late last year, and Atlee Potterton for Mineral Point as the Pointers take back to the floor. Now the starting lineups for the visiting Southwestern Wildcats. The lone junior starting for Southwestern is a 6-foot point guard, number 1 from 3 was Kelleher. Also starting for Southwestern, likes to space out the floor, a senior guard at 5'11", number 3, Austin Furlong. He had 5 points in the open. Southwestern. He was the second leading scorer for Southwestern in the first game with 14 points. He also had 7 boards. Ball selection last year, another starter for Southwestern. And the final starter, the tallest player on the team, did not score in the first game, is the 6'4" senior center, number 55, Bryce Pierce. Some of the big points to hit on before we get into this one tonight. Both of these coaches mentioned in our pregame interviews, the focus is not on last year, not on what the noise is. This is a new season for both of these teams. They're viewing this as a new season. It's a fresh start, and they've got to play like it's a fresh start. They have everything to prove in today's game. These teams know their identities. The coaches know how they like to play, but a key thing for both sides is they have leadership. Kelleher, Furlong, Rundy, Dressler, and Pierce, 4 seniors in that group, and the leading scorer, Kelleher. And for Mineral Point, you got Ashelman, Lindsay, and Wenhausen coming back after what they did at the state tournament. Throw in Dannenberg and Phillips. And that promise would trap. They want to move up and down the floor. That's how they want to play this game. Mineral Point's going to like to run sets and shoot the 3 ball. So we'll see how that fares for both teams. Tonight's game live on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Wi-Fi permitting here at Southwestern High School. And for our starting lineups here, we will bring you the playing of our national anthem. We'll take one break, and then it's time for tip-off
this time to honor our country and those who have fought and continue to fight for our freedom. We ask all who are able to please stand, face the flag, remove your caps, and place your right hand over your heart for the presentation of our national anthem. Performed tonight by the Southwestern High School Choir, directed by Mr. Edward Valancourt.
Tip-off comes after this on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 2.
For us, our community is at the heart of everything we do. Grant Regional's expanded breast care services are the culmination of our commitment to bringing advanced diagnostic imaging and important care to our patients close to home. We believe early detection is key and have streamlined follow-up care to improve wait times, offer convenience, and give you important peace of mind. We're proud to be a leader in Southwest Wisconsin with the latest innovation and technology for breast health. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
This is Peyton Dewitt, an over 4-year employee of Anderson Weber Toyota, proudly serving the tri-state area. Part of what makes us a unique car dealership is the combined 730 years of experience we bring to our customers. We are a 4th-generation, family-owned business with an average employee tenure of 14 years. Come see why we've been a staple in the tri-state area for over 70 years. Visit us next to Target in Dubuque or online at AndersonWeberToyota.com. Anderson Weber Toyota, when you're ready.
In Game 2.
Welcome back to our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school boys basketball on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Starting lineup for Mineral Point just announced, and now the home crowd from Southwestern High School, as you see them on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, coming to their feet for their starters. We are about to get underway here. From Southwestern High School, tonight's game brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference in Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provides exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, better health starts here. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Maine in Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville, and Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's get the job done right for unexpected dings or major repair projects. Head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Lancaster. Both teams on the court, and it is about time to get underway in our Swall opener. Tipping off for both teams, it's going to be Eli Lindsay and Jack Rundy. Official throws the ball up. Mineral Point wins the tip, and we're underway from the James Nettlekoff Gymnasium at Southwestern High School. Ashelman will move up for Mineral Point. Wenhausen looks to Lindsay on the near side as we see it from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth. Lindsay out back to Ashelman. He'll drive. Ashelman's shot no good off the glass. Kelleher pulls down the rebound for the Wildcats. Aiden Kelleher met by Eli Lindsay. And Jackson Wenhausen steals it in transition the other way. Fakes one shot up and good off the glass. And Mineral Point strikes first. It's the senior Jackson Wenhausen. Nice job jumping that passing lane for Wenhausen. Pointers on the board early. Southwestern looks to respond. Here's Dressler. Looks to go inside to Pierce. He's guarded by Phillips. Pierce will put a shot up, and it's good. He finishes over Jacob Phillips. Here's Ashelman. He's going to take it up for Mineral Point. Southwestern brings pressure in the full court. They leave Wenhausen open in the corner, but defense gets home. Phillips on the perimeter. Out, Lindsay. 3-ball right on. It's no good. Phillips, offensive board, and the putback is true. 2 early points in the paint for Mineral Point. Buckets in the paint, we should say. They lead 4-2 early in this one. On the outside here, Furlong met by Dannenberg. Gonna work back to the middle. Kicks out to Kelleher here. He'll drive on Lindsay. Gathers, shot up, too strong. Rebound falls to Jacob Phillips. Drew Ashelman gonna take it up here for Mineral Point. The Pointers 2 for 3 early in this one. Phillips, and we'll get a foul call inside. That's gonna go on Kelleher. That's Aiden Kelleher's first foul. Pointers get it in. Here's Lindsay on the far side. Goes cross court to Dannenberg. Pressure on, and that is going to be over and back for Mineral Point. It's out of bounds. Ashelman's not even going to pick it up, so the Pointers turn it over. Pressure was coming on Dannenberg in the near corner, and he just had to throw it away. Jack Rundy to inbound here. Gets it into Kelleher in the backcourt. Kelleher takes it over here. Looks toward Dressler. Dressler drives, baseline, shot up, no good off the glass. Pressure from Lindsay and a rebound by Phillips. Other end. Deep 3 from Wenhausen off the mark. Long rebound falls to Austin Furlong. 4-2 Mineral Point, 15:44 left on the clock. On the outside, Furlong dribbles back, stumbles, loses it, but gets it out to Kelleher. Kelleher met by Lindsay. Looks to go to the corner here towards Rundy. Rundy drives baseline, met by a double, stolen away into the hands of Wenhausen. Pushes up, Dannenberg all by himself with an easy lay-in, 4-2. That's Tucker Dannenberg's first points of the night. He averaged just a half point per game last year. Didn't see much action. On the other end, a deep 3-ball in the corner off the mark from Aiden Kelleher. 3 minutes gone. Mineral Point leads 6-2. Ashelman's got to get it over the timeline here. He does. Now he gets it to Wenhausen. Wenhausen, high pass to Lindsay. Now over to Dannenberg. Ashelman's in the corner, gets a screen, loses the ball. Was it touched? It was. It'll stay with Mineral Point as we got our first substitution of the game. It'll be Carson Splinter coming in for Southwestern, replacing Austin Furlong. Splinter put up 10 points off the bench in his first game of the season for the Wildcats. Mineral Point gets it in. Ashelman up top, gets a screen from Phillips. Hesitation, looks to go inside, finds Phillips, corner. Dannenberg has to collect it. He'll fire the 3, and it rattles home, a 3-ball for Tucker Dannenberg. Mineral Point's early lead now 9-2. 3.5 minutes gone. Here's Aiden Kelleher. Now he'll go over to Splinter. Splinter back up top to Dressler. Kelleher looks inside to Pierce. And Pierce is going to be called for a traveling violation. 2 very tall players inside, the 6'4" Pierce working on the 6'4" Phillips. Pierce won the first time. Phillips wins that time. Here's Phillips on the perimeter for Mineral Point. Looking to find a pass, gets it over to Lindsay here. Lindsay loses it, it's stolen away by Dressler. Dressler going the other way, 2-on-2. Stops, and a travel now is going to be called on Everett Dressler. We're going to get a substitution for Mineral Point, Keaton Dempsey. Checking in. He'll replace Tucker Dannenberg. A hot start for Dannenberg. 5 points for the Mineral Point senior guard. 9-2 the early Mineral Point lead. 13:50 on the clock. Phillips on the outside. Little head fake there. Now over to Lindsay. Wenhausen, he'll be guarded tightly tonight. Over to Lindsay on the far perimeter. Looks for Wenhausen. Wenhausen looks to drive inside. And we'll get a foul on Jacob Phillips on the inside. Helped up there by Splinter. So that's the first foul on Jacob Phillips, and it's the first team foul on Mineral Point. Russell Law Office is here to assist your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate, administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin. Russell Law Offices. Shot missed there, and we'll get a foul. It's a charge against Wenhausen. Pierce missed the shot, and in transition, Wenhausen called for the foul. So that's the first one on Jackson Wenhausen. Good take foul there. Southwestern, smart play, and then they go and turn it over. That was Kieler looking for Splinter on the inside. That pass is too strong, and it's out of bounds. So +1 fouls for Mineral Point, but they've got the ball back after that. Ashelman will take it up here for the Pointers. Over to Wenhausen. Wenhausen goes back to Ashelman in the near corner. Now over to Wenhausen. Catch and shoot three. Off the mark. Rebound fought for and won by Kieler. Kieler playing off the screen. Corner, Dressler, shot fake inside. Pierce, and it's blocked by Jake Phillips. It'll stay with the Wildcats. Couple substitutions for Southwestern. Caden DeMuth will check in replacing Pierce. Wenhausen and Phillips will sit. Potterton and Dannenberg in for Mineral Point. Guys Truck and Tractor for heavy-duty towing and recovery, reliable 24-hour roadside service and long-distance transports. Call on Guys Truck and Tractor in Kieler and at guystruck.com. Other way, Ashelman lays it in, and the shot's good for Drew Ashelman. That's his first bucket of the night. Mineral Point leads 11-2 with 12:35 on the clock. Hustle play by Dempsey. He'll poke it out of bounds. It'll stay with Southwestern. Bytech Resource Management, a greener way. Bytech Resource Management, Monroe. Inside pass here, DeMuth. Turnaround jumper is good over Potterton. It's the first bucket for Caden DeMuth. Ashelman will take it up the court slowly here for the Pointers. 12:15 on the clock. Mineral Point leading 11-4. Now here's Lindsay. Inside, spins, falls, and a travel on Lindsay. Mineral Point turns it over. Drew Martin into the game for Southwestern, seeing his first minutes of the night. Everett Dressler will get a break. Southwestern to take it up here. Mineral Point, they lead by 7. Rundy up top, met by Dempsey. Wants a screen, does not get it. He's got his back to the basket, now gets the pass inside to DeMuth, and we'll get a timeout from Coach Nemitz and Southwestern. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here. Mount City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop at a Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at moundcitybank.com. Apple River State Bank and First Community Bank of Galena, where you'll find local bankers making local decisions and meeting local needs. It's a banking experience you won't get anywhere else. Apple River State Bank and First Community Bank of Galena, member FDIC. Also brought to you by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Southwestern ball here. They had to call a timeout last time. Mineral Point leads 11-4 with 11:51 on the clock, and they lose it out of bounds as Splinter lost his balance around the sideline. Jackson Wenhausen back into the game for Mineral Point after his short stint on the bench. Lindsay to take it up here for the Pointers. Working to his left, kicks to Wenhausen. Wenhausen tries to drive, now Dempsey in the corner. Dempsey goes to Dannenberg. Dannenberg with 5 for the Pointers. Met by pressure. Now we'll go back out to Lindsay. Lindsay driving, corner, Dempsey, head fake. Now Dannenberg, deep 3. No good, in and out for Tucker Dannenberg. On the other side, Splinter with the board. He's met by Dannenberg on the near side. Now he'll go out to Rundy. Just about 7 minutes gone by. 11-4, the lead for the Pointers. Rundy picks up his dribble, passes it over to Martin. Now Southwestern was looking inside, but will get a kickball violation on Mineral Point, trying to disrupt that offense, and the ball will stay with Southwestern. Substitution here. Austin Furlong back into the game. He'll give Aiden Kelleher a break. It's going to be Drew Martin inbounding this one here for Southwestern. They get it in. Inside to Muth, turnaround jumper, no good. Potterton rips down the rebound, and an immediate foul going on to Muth. That is the second team foul on Southwestern. 2 team fouls on each team through our first 7 minutes of gameplay. Ashelman back in for Mineral Point, as well as Jacob Phillips. They'll replace Lindsay and Potterton. Ashelman to take it up for the Pointers. It's an 11-4 lead for Baby Blue. Ashelman up top, working on Furlong. Now he'll go over to Dempsey. Now over to Ashelman. That's Dannenberg rather. Inside Phillips, easy 2 off the glass for Jacob Phillips, his second bucket on the night. And Dannenberg leaving Dressler, and Dressler sky high. The shot's good and the foul. Everett Dressler gets the 2 to fall, and something that's going to be interesting to track for Mineral Point this year. He had a problem with that last year. It's the second foul on Jacob Phillips. Everett Dressler now to the line. Going to shoot the and one for the Wildcats. Shot up, and it is good for Everett Dressler. 10.5 minutes left in the first half. 13-7, the Mineral Point lead as the Wildcats go into a trap. Mineral Point gets it up to Potterton. He'll go back to Dannenberg. Now Ashelman, Dempsey in the corner. Dempsey, nice move to the inside. It's good off the glass for Keaton Dempsey. Southwestern going back the other way. Splinter had some space. Now they'll slow it down. They look inside to DeMuth working on Potterton. Shot up, no good. Potterton the board. DeMuth making Potterton and Phillips work tonight. Now here's Dannenberg on the outside for Mineral Point, and a blocking foul going to go on Dressler. Dannenberg draws contact, and that's going to be the 4th team foul on Southwestern here. Eli Lindsay will check back into the game for Mineral Point. He'll take out Potterton. (15-7) the lead for the Pointers, under 10 to play here. Inbound to Wenhausen. Nice misdirection. Wenhausen gathers. Shot is short. Went for a floater on the inside. Now Southwestern. Splinter in transition. Looks on the corner. It's a 3-ball up. No good by Dressler. Ball up for grabs. It goes to Keaton Dempsey and the Pointers. Donnie's Tire and Auto, call the only hooker in town for 24-hour towing service at 568-3014, 568-3014. You're on for excellent car care is Donnie's Tire and Auto in Dickeyville. Every time Wenhausen touches the ball for a while, it's going to be air ball chance here. Inside Dannenberg. Nice find from Lindsay. And Dannenberg up to 7 for the Pointers. 7 to the Pointers, 17. Mineral Point leads by 10 with 9 to play. Nice move there on the inside. Splinter, no good on the glass. Rebound falls to Dempsey. Now Ashelman, Mineral Point's going to look to push it in transition. Now Ashelman slows it down. Lindsay drives, gathers, off the glass, and good. A strong finish from the 6'5" senior Eli Lindsay. His first bucket of the night. Dressler on the outside. Martin was going to try the 3. Splinter will, and it's on the mark. Carson Splinter's first bucket of the night to Trey. Mineral Point lead back down to 9. 8:23 on the clock. Ashelman, he'll go over to Dannenberg. Dannenberg shot fake. Now here's Wenhausen. He trips and falls on the court. Mineral Point waits for him. Back up. Ashelman, deep 3. It's up. No good. Dempsey pokes it away. Ashelman with the rebound. Now Lindsay fakes inside, spins, shot up. No good. Rebound to Dressler. Dressler going to look to push it the other way for the Wildcats. Euro step blocked by Dannenberg. The rebound went to Martin. and he'll shoot 2. It's going to be a foul on Tucker Dannenberg, his first. Nice job following that one up by Drew Martin. He earns a trip to the free throw line. Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control over 40 years. A professional friendly service as the first is good by Martin. Aiden Kelleher and Jack Rundy back in for the Wildcats. They'll take out. Free throw no good though by Martin. Mineral Point leading by 8, 19-11, 7:45 on the clock. Working to his right, gives to Wenhausen. Lindsay's got a big height advantage right now. Cross court to the line to shoot 2. That's going to be the first foul tonight on Drew Martin. Not a lot of fouls tonight. First one off the mark for Keaton Dempsey. Second one good. On the outside, charge on Jack Rundy. Pointers. Asherman over to Dannenberg. Lindsay, turnaround jumper, in and out for Eli Lindsay. Up to 5 on the night. On the baseline, Lindsay, Wenhausen, turnaround shot, no good. Rebound eventually. Wenhausen, big numbers mismatch, so he'll slow it down. Now back to Wenhausen, catch and shoot 3, no good. Dempsey fly. Mineral Points lead back up to 9. Here's Rundy. Rundy over to Dressler. On the near side in the corner. Looks to go baseline, relocates. Blocked by Dempsey. Mineral Points shot blocking. It's been good tonight. Their lead is 9 with 5:40 on the clock here in the first half. Tucker Dannenberg. Ashelman has some space. Mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound to Aiden Kelleher. Kelleher going the other way. Looks to go inside and a block called on Mineral Point. That one's going to go on Drew Ashelman. It'll be his first. We'll get some subs. But before that, a timeout, full timeout, and 1590 WPVL in the
Find insurance protection for your unique business. It's an agency.
Carries. And when it comes to seamless, and they deal the best, get your new
13. 3 ball there off the mark, taking it the other way. Now here falls, and we'll get a travel. Up and good. Potterton, the tallest guy on the floor here at 6'6", and he gets his first one to fall. Mineral Points lead now. Wedged into the block there. Does not matter, though. That foul's on Remy Lawrence, his first, and it'll send Jackson Wenhausen to the line. No good. Leaves it short. As Furlong and Dressler return. Bowes Electric call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Bowes Electric, Lancaster, and Fenimore. WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. Wenhausen, second one falls. He's up to 5 for the Pointers. Racing the other way is Furlong. Inside, denied! Monstrous block from Potter on the money. Lindsay with 4. 20s, Ashelman the board. Kelleher missed first, then Pierce missed. Ashelman coast to coast, no good. But a block called. Ashelman will shoot 2. 17 fouls on Southwestern on 7 different players. Second one does not fall for Ashelman. Here's Dressler. Gets his screen from Pierce, works to the right. Guarded by Ashelman. On the outside, Furlong looks to go inside. Nice pass on the baseline. Blocked by Potterton. The shot by Furlong was rejected. Now Wenhausen drives, and he's fouled by Pierce. And that'll send Wenhausen to the line for the 1-and-1. Quick check on the Shoebox scoreboard. Presented by the Shoebox, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Darlington 18, Cuba City 15. 6:20 first half. Highland leads Cassville 36-16 at the break. Wenhausen shooting the bonus. First one, no good. The ball is live and no one realized it, but Southwestern gets possession of it. Up top, here's Kelleher. Looking for Pierce inside. Working on Potterton. Shot up and good. Bryce Pierce's first made bucket of the night. Mineral Point leads 27-15. His shot blocked by Rundy. Dressler going the other way. His shot blocked but a foul. So Rundy will get two for the Wildcats. That one gonna go on Lindsay, his first. At the line for Southwestern, Dressler. He's got 5 so far tonight. First one, up and good. Dressler leading with 6 for the Wildcats. Second one, no good. Potterton the board. 27-16 the lead for the Pointers, under 3 to play till the halftime break. Inside, it's good for Potterton. Southwestern gonna take it back up here. Gonna be Rundy. Rundy met by Wenhausen. Hands it off there to Furlong inside. Pierce spins, shot no good. Easy call there, the foul on Potterton. That's Potterton's first. And that'll send Bryce Pierce to the line. The big guys have been working in the middle tonight on both sides. Pierce's first free throw is good. We'll get a couple subs. Carson Splinter and Tucker Dannenberg into the game. Bryce Pierce, one more free throw coming up. No good. Rebound to Southwestern. Potterton blocks it. Wildcats will try a 3. It's good, a 3-ball for Carson Splinter. Cuts the Pointer lead back down to 9. Here's Dannenberg. Now Wenhausen turnaround jumper is good. Wenhausen had space there by the charity stripe, and he adds 2. Now here's Splinter, turning around, trying to work inside. He'll try a mid-range jumper. It's short. Wenhausen the board, but we'll get a foul. That one's going to go on Jack Rundy. That's Rundy's second foul. Southwestern with 19 fouls. Rundy the only player with multiple fouls. 19 fouls on the Wildcats, 7 on the Pointers. Wenhausen good on his first. He leads all scorers now with 8. Second one good as well. Wenhausen 2 for 2 on that trip to the charity stripe. Here's Kelleher going the other way. Over to Splinter, deep 3. No good. And that one out of bounds. Kelleher trying to track it down. He'll let it go into the stands. 33-20. Mineral Point leads by 13 points with 1:40 until the half. Here's Lindsay, working to his right, spins, loses it, and gets it back. Now he'll go to Wenhausen, catch and shoot 3. It's good for Wenhausen with Furlong in his face. On the other side, Dannenberg draws another charge. That foul gonna go on Furlong, his second. And that'll push Mineral Point into the double bonus. They will not shoot free throws yet, though. That comes on the next foul. Here's Ashelman over to Lindsay. 1:15 to play. Pointers lead by 16. Wenhausen trying to work inside. Potterton. And a travel called on Mineral Point. Just over a minute to play here. What will Coach Nemitz and the Wildcats look for? Kelleher to take it up. Goes over to DeMuth. Furlong in the corner. On the baseline. Looks like it might have been saved, but it's out of bounds as Austin Furlong tries to save it. And with 54 ticks left on the clock, it's Mineral Point ball. Ashelman will take it up for the Pointers. Met at half court by Kelleher. Gets it across. Works to his right. Now Dannenberg, he loses it. Dannenberg into the stands. 43 seconds left. Southwestern ball. Here's Kelleher. Would not be surprising to see Southwestern take this one to the break. Kelleher gets a screen, goes baseline, steps into it, and travels. Now 27 seconds left. It'll be Mineral Point ball. Ashelman with 20 seconds to take it up. Over to Lindsay. Now Wenhausen. Baseline. Finds Potterton, and he's fouled. Potterton will get 2. That foul, the second on Kelleher. Potterton's first one good, no good. It's up and no good. He is yet to make a free throw in his high school career. Second one, no good. In and out. 12 seconds left. Here's Kelleher. Now down to 10. Calls for the screen from DeMuth. Kelleher to the right for 3. Airballs it. Ball on the deck. And time expires after 1. Mineral Point a big half. They lead Southwestern 36-20. We'll take a break. And when we come back, the Peterson Agency halftime report on ESPN Radio and 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 4.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
At Dubuque Mattress, we understand the quality of sleep is important. That's why when you shop Mattress, you'll notice that we are invested in finding the right mattress for you. Our trained and experienced sales staff won't sell you something you don't need or want. We care about you, the customer, and want you to get the best night's sleep possible. That's our goal. Stop in today.
News time.
In Game 4.
For Mineral Point, and they lead Southwestern 36-20. We'll take a quick check on the shoebox scoreboard. At halftime, Highland leads Gassville 36. After this, on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Our Cuba City Family Dental family wish you and yours all the joys of Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. Keep smiling, Chuck.
What can't Weston Salvage get rid of?
My ex-wife?
Let's call Junkyard Joe and find out.
Sorry, I can't help you get rid of that.
But the crew at Weston Salvage can help you get rid of almost anything else. They now accept construction and demolition waste, including vinyl siding, furniture, light bulbs, toilets, shingles, and more. And if you can't haul it in, give Weston Salvage a call. Dispose of your scrap, e-waste, and construction waste with Weston Salvage, Highway 61 North in Lancaster.
In Game 5.
Center of People's State Bank coverage of high school basketball. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and over farm, auto, and umbrella policies. Darlington leading Cuba City 33-4 in the Midwest. It was a big half for Mineral Point. And it was Mineral Point really able to limit that. Southwestern has not been offensively. So there's the leading scorer for both teams, Jackson. Dempsey 3, Potterton 4, and Phillips about 7-8 minutes. He had a big game. Fouls, Southwestern, 2 fouls on Kelleher. Fouls really pitches. The halftime report continues after this on ESPN.
In 6.
Has no monthly service charge. With People State Bank, member of your business finances. People State Bank, member.
Ready for school. Vision is crucial to a child's development and especially important if your child has spent extended time on a computer. First the Eye Clinic, located at Grant Regional Health Center, 500 South Math.
Mineral Point back out onto their lead, 36-20 over the Wildcats in the season opener. Well, we've done our research, and all time the teams played 3 times. Mineral Point won 2. Mineral Point getting their warm-up is, can Southwestern play the game they want to play offensively? And falling for them. But they've been strong around the glass tonight. Wendhausen, how multi-dimensional he take the court for the second half of play. The second half tips off after this.
Agency in Argyle knows if you run a business, you know the most decisions. That's why an insurance policy from West Bend makes sense. It protects your valuable and hard-earned agency in Argyle, 608-543-30.
Family wish you and yours here from Cuba City, Kieler, and
half of our game here now underway. Inside, nice find right away. And the bucket good for Southwestern. Striking first, it's number 5. Ashelman loses it, regains possession. Hands off to Wendhausen. Working inside, loses it again. And it's a turnover, 2-on-2. Here's Rundy, slowing it down on the outside, now working inside, 3. That's the second on Ashelman. 2 for 3 at the line tonight. Make that 2 for 4. Rebound falls to Phillips. Leaves it for Dannenberg. Working on Kelleher. Dannenberg shot up and almost fell out of bounds. Last touch by Phillips. Here's Aiden Kelleher. 1 minute by in the second half. On the outside, Dressler off a screen inside, stops, double comes. Now on the outside. And swinging inside, Dannenberg set. Now he'll work back inside on the perimeter. Dressler working on Ashelman. Outside, 3-ball up, been good. Austin Furlong, his first basket of the game, comes on a triple. And the Mineral Point lead. It was 16, now it's down to 10. Dannenberg, shot fake, baseline, Phillips, spins, Dannenberg tries a 3, and he airballs it. Lindsay gets it out of bounds off of Rundy. A smart play from the Pointer senior to keep it with Mineral Point. Wendhausen will inbound it from his own corner. Into Lindsay. Lindsay keeps it, baseline, shot up and good. Keeping it simple for Eli Lindsay. He's got 6. Inside. Kelleher goes up and he's fouled. He'll get 2. That foul for Mineral Point, the 3rd on Phillips. Kelleher will get 2 at the line. First one in and out. He'll get 1 more. Second one, no good, 0 for 2 from the stripe. Sloan Implement, your local John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montford, and at Sloans.com. Other way, Ashelman, coast to coast off the glass. He's got 4 for the Pointers, a strong finish for the junior. The only junior in the starting lineup for the Pointers. Here's Kelleher inside, now back out. Furlong tries a triple, no good. Lindsay climbs the ladder for the board. On the other end, Ashelman with his head up. Back out to Lindsay. Corner, Wenhausen. 3-ball. Too strong. Rebound. Falls to Furlong. 3 minutes by in the first half. 40-26, the Pointer lead. Hanging in the balance. It's no good. And it's rejected. Tag team denial for Mineral Point. Pierce on the inside. Shot will not fall. Ashelman with the board. Looking to go coast to coast again. Gives it up and loses it. It'll be Southwestern ball. Splinter and DeMuth will come in here for the Wildcats. People's State Bank. For personal, home, business, and ag loans, visit one of their convenient area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com, member FDIC. And Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors of Belmont, Prairie du Chien, and at carriesguttersanddoors.com. Going the other way here, Aiden Kelleher. Goes over to Carson Splinter. Now up top, Furlong. Back to Kelleher on the far side. Hands it off here on motion to Splinter. Looking to go inside. Beautiful find, and the 2 no good for DeMuth. Dempsey rips away the rebound. Ashelman going to go the other way for the Pointers. Takes it back out now, Lindsay. Lindsay working inside, stops, spins, passes over, and too strong for Dempsey. It's out of bounds, and it's Southwestern basketball. First Supply of Platteville, your total commercial plumbing and heating wholesale outlet. When quality parts are needed, the experts rely on First Supply in Platteville. Here's Kelleher. Just past 14 minutes, 40-26. Mineral Point leads by 14. Here's Rundy up top. Gets a screen. Kicks over. Kelleher, 3-ball, no good. Rebounded by Wenhausen. Lindsay going the other way on the near side. Now goes over to Ashelman. Ashelman drives, floater, no good. But he draws contact, and he'll get 2 free throws. That's the second foul on Caden DeMuth. Drew Ashelman had 4, now he's got 5. Everett Dressler, Andrew Martin. Gonna check in here for Southwestern. Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, or refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only Natural Wood Flooring Association certified installer. We've got a timeout by Mineral Point. Cars and light trucks too. Krantz Auto approval. Member FDIC equal housing lender. Learn more at Mountain Right for unexpected dings or major repair projects. Head for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center. Better Health. Start. Southwestern. No, Splinter rather. Ashley. Tough finish and 1. First foul tonight on Carson Splinter. Ashelman, the free throw rattles home, and the junior's up to 9. He averaged 6.8 last year. 13 minutes on the clock, 45-26 rather, favor of Mineral Point. And we'll get a travel from Aiden Kelleher. Mineral Point ball. Ashelman will walk it up for the Pointers. Over to Potterton, now back to Ashelman. Working off a screen, deep 3 up for Ashelman. And it does not fall. Board falls out to Dempsey. Ashelman goes over to Lindsay. Now Wenhausen on the baseline. Spinning, inside, gathers, shot up and good. Wenhausen with 14 for the Pointers. In the corner, Kelleher lets the 3 fly, no good. Lindsay with the board. Now Ashelman going deep. He's been pretty quiet tonight. Drives, and we'll have a foul prior to the shot. It'll go on Aiden Kelleher, his 3rd. Now Kelleher will sit Furlong, replacing him. Community First Bank for the communities where you live, work, and play. Now Lindsay, corner, 3-ball, in and out. Dempsey, another offensive board, and no one's there. And trying to pass it out, no one was there. So it'll be Southwestern ball. Here's Carson Splinter. Jack Rundy. Strong finish. That's going to go on Dempsey, his first. At the line, free throw, off the back glass, no good. Offensive rebound, Dressler, and he's fouled on his way up. Dressler earns a trip to the line. That is foul number 2 on Potterton. Dressler has got 2 at the line. His first is up and good. It rattles home for Everett Dressler, up to 7. Phillips will return here for Mineral Point. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Second free throw coming up here for Dressler. And that one no good. Rebound to Phillips. Ashelman walks it up for the Pointers. 47-29. 11:25 on the clock. Mineral Point leads. Phillips on the outside to Dannenberg. Dannenberg relocating to the middle. Now to Lindsay. Lindsay swings it over to Ashelman. Create the switch now to Dannenberg. Dannenberg. And we will get a foul as Lindsay was trying to make himself available. That's going to be the 3rd foul on Jack Rundy. Kelleher will come back in for Southwestern. He'll replace Drew Martin. Ashelman to get it in for Mineral Point. Into Lindsay. Lindsay keeps now to Ashelman. Phillips. Jab step over to Lindsay. On top, Lindsay. Dannenberg, corner 3. Off the back iron. Can he get his own miss? He cannot. Rebound controlled by Carson Splinter. Now up ahead. Kelleher, Euro step, falling away. No good. Rebound falls to Rundy. Dressler can't get it. Ball still up for grabs. Splinter's got it. He'll try a 3. No good. Ashelman the board. And we'll get a push-off now on Ashelman. That's his 3rd foul. (10:27). Mineral Point leads Southwestern 47-29. Rundy here into Kelleher. What can Southwestern do? Back to Rundy. Working on Phillips, gets a screen. Open space, Dressler. 3-ball, no good, it's short. Rebounded Dempsey, now Lindsay will take it up for the Pointers. 8 minutes gone in the second half. Pointer lead is 18. Inside, Dempsey spins, collects, shot is good. Strong finish for Keaton Dempsey. On the other end, Rundy passes over to Furlong. Furlong looks to go inside. His shot, airballed and rebounded by Wenhausen. Wenhausen looking for Phillips, and Phillips controls himself and gets 2. We've got a timeout from the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 8, by trading up to a better milking performance at substantial savings. Jetter Cups 2, milking equipment technology.
Hi, I'm Jessica Paulson, your personal bank checking, money market, savings, and certificate of deposit accounts with competitive rates. Every night, for more details or any questions.
presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Southwest side, and we'll get a blocking foul. That is 5 fouls this half. Estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. That is going to be the second foul. First one rattles home. One good as well. He's up to 9 on the night. Southwestern, can they play with a little tempo here? Kelleher over to Furlong. Now on the baseline, Dressler. Extra pass, 3-ball. Kelleher, it's good! Aiden Kelleher, his first points of the night on the triple. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque when you are ready. Now here's Dempsey in the far corner. Works back to the middle and a carry called. It'll be Wildcat basketball. Ivy's Construction, Mineral Point. Ivy's Construction is a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction, Mineral Point. Pointer lead is 21 with 8:42 to play. Here's Splinter. Goes over to Furlong. Furlong has it stolen away by Wenhausen. Wenhausen will pull it back out. Trap comes, finds Ashelman, Lindsay. Back out to Wenhausen. High pass in the corner. Wenhausen controls, and he's fouled. And that one going to go on Furlong, his third. Dannenberg returns for Mineral Point, and Remy Lawrence returns for Southwestern. Mineral Point now into the bonus, so Wenhausen earns himself a trip to the line. First one rattles home. He's up to 15 on the game. Wenhausen truly gifted at scoring the basketball. He'll get one more. Second one up and good. Pointer lead back up to 22 points. 23 now, actually. Here's Kelleher looking inside for Dressler. Stolen away by Wenhausen. And has it ripped away from him. Splinter, he's fouled. That's going to go on Dempsey. Dempsey with 2. Phillips will sit Potterton back in. I'd like to know how many blocks Potterton has. Not a stat I've been tracking, but. Here's Dressler outside for Southwestern. Shot fake, drives, corner, Martin, 3. No good. Splinter comes flying in, but it's out of bounds off of him, and it'll be Mineral Point basketball. Eli Lindsay returns for Mineral Point. Southwestern bringing some pressure full court now. Ashelman loses it, but Potterton picks it up. Back to Ashelman. Over to Lindsay up top. Lindsay goes to Ashelman. Ashelman, 7:35 on the clock, 55-32 pointer lead. Wenhausen, baseline, nice kick. Potterton gets it to go, the height advantage. Certainly helped him out there. He's up to 6. Quick end on the other. Splinter, no shot. He's fouled. It'll go on Tucker Dannenberg, his second. And that'll send Splinter to the line to shoot the bonus. First one, no good. And we'll get another Mineral Point foul. It's going to go on Potterton. He's got 3. 3 fouls on each of the Mineral Point bigs. Now Kelleher at the line. He'll get 1 and 1. Front end, no good. Lindsay with the board. Ashelman goes over to Lindsay. Lindsay back to Ashelman. Ashelman back to Lindsay. Back to Ashelman, and we're over the half court now. Here's Eli Lindsay. To Potterton, back out to Lindsay. 7 minutes left on the clock. Ashelman's up top. Goes over to Lindsay. Lindsay to Dannenberg in the corner. Dannenberg, baseline. Potterton lays it in. Another nice offensive set. Potterton with 8. Southwestern now with tempo. Martin in the corner. Goes back out to Kelleher. Kelleher backs it out, gets a screen from Martin. Driving, loses it into the arms of Ashelman. Now Lindsay going the other way. Looks ahead, he'll slow it down. Wenhausen's in the corner, he'll fire for 3, and it's short. Ball still in play on the deck, and the rebound falls to Kelleher, pushing the other way. 4-on-4, and now Wenhausen and Splinter get back. He'll go over to Splinter. Back to Kelleher. 6:10 on the clock. 59-32 Mineral Point. On the outside, Dressler. Look for Kelleher. 3-ball. It drops. Kelleher up to 6. We'll get a timeout, and we'll take 1-2 back after that. This on ESPN Radio and 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 9.
Cleaning your carpet and upholstery takes time, money, and lots of patience. Leave this job to the pros so you can focus on your own to-do list. Quick Dry Total Cleaning is offering some great specials. They'll clean, deodorize, and disinfect your first 2 rooms' carpet for only $88. Get the whole house done for only $188. Quick Dry Total Cleaning also does dryer vent cleaning, tile and gout cleaning, and wood floor cleaning and sealing. For pricing and more details, visit Dubuque Quick Dry.
Makes us a unique dealership is our combined 730. Please come and see why we've been a stable price.
In Game 9.
1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Mineral Point over to left to Dannenberg, now Lindsay. On the wing, foul before the shot. Last year, 65% from the line. Lindsay's up to 7 tonight. Get a lane violation on Everett Dressler, so scratch that. Lindsay gets another. Bryce Pierce will come back in for Southwestern. Cannot make up for it. Still no good on number 2. Here comes Southwestern the other way, under 5.5 to go. Kelleher on the outside, inside to Pierce. Pressure coming. Up top, deep 3, Splinter. No good off the back iron. Ashelman in transition. Dannenberg the other way, lays it in off the glass. Dannenberg's up to 11 in the double figures for the first time in his career. Here's Kelleher inside, Pierce. Gonna work on Potterton. Blocked by Potterton. Another one. Wenhausen now goes the other way, loses it. And it's Southwestern ball. Phillips will replace Potterton. And Rundy will replace Dressler. Here's Kelleher, 4:43 on the clock, 62-35. A huge lead for Mineral Point. Deep 3-ball, Splinter, got it. 3 triples for Carson Splinter. Now here's Ashelman. Working inside, draws contact. He'll shoot some free throws. It will be 2. It's a shooting foul. That's the 3rd foul on Remy Lawrence. Ashelman good on his first. Ashelman gonna get one more shot. No good. And we'll get a loose ball foul on Jacob Phillips. That's number 4. And now we'll go shoot free throws. At the line, it'll be Jack Rundy. Before that, Drew Martin will replace Bryce Pierce. 4:42 on the clock, 63 to 438, the Pointer lead. Front end, no good. Rebound to Lindsay. Southwestern just not their night at the charity stripe. Ashelman gets it up to Dannenberg. Now Dannenberg back to Ashelman. Lindsay. Clock going to tick under 4 here. Ashelman drives. Hard finish. Lays it in. Count it. And 1. That's the second on Splinter. And Ashelman will get another one. Brett Bossert will get his first action of the night here. Ashelman, no good on the and 1. Rebound 1 by Kelleher. Kelleher pushing the other way. Taking it coast to coast, but he's blocked by Lindsay. Mineral Point. Their starting lineup 6'4", 6'5", 6'3", 6'2", 6'4", with a 6'6" guy coming off the bench. They've got height. On the other end, Rundy inside. Nice find, but the shot's no good by Lawrence. Rebound to Mineral Point. And Mineral Point getting ready to clear their bench. We've likely seen the last of Dannenberg, Potterton, and Dempsey. Wenhausen out to Lindsay. Lindsay over to Ashelman. 3:30 on the clock, 65-38, the Pointer lead. Lindsay changes direction, inside, back out to Ashelman. Ashelman works inside, high off the glass, no good. But he'll shoot 2 on Remy Lawrence's 4th foul. Ashelman's first one is up and good. Torin Vomstead, brother of state champion Bryce Vomstead, now into the game for the Pointers. 6'4", subbing out for 5'8". Second one good for Ashelman. He's up to 14. Now we'll see Grady Finley and Brylan Lee both seeing their first varsity action of their career tonight. Hudson Schrader going to check in for Mineral Point as well. And on the floor now for Mineral Point, 0 minutes of varsity experience. All of these guys getting their first action of their varsity career tonight. Here's Splinter spinning. Kelleher on the outside. Now back outside to Splinter. Under 3 minutes, Splinter inside, no good, but we've got a foul going to go on Brett Bossert, and Carson Splinter will shoot 2. First one good for Splinter. He's had a nice game. He's up to 10, the only Wildcat in double figures. Second free throw, no good. Gets his own miss. Great hustle from Splinter. Lee pokes it on the baseline and deflects it. It's blocked by Brylan Lee. Rebounded Kelleher, and he drains the 3. Kelleher up to 9. And it's 67-42 Pointers with 2.5 to play as Bossert is fouled. Bossert will go to the line to shoot 2. That foul, number 3 on Carson Splinter. Bossert, first free throw, leaves it a little short. Schneidel's Heating and Cooling, your local Daikin dealer. Call Bradley Schneider for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning service from Schneidel's Heating and Cooling in Bloomington. Second attempt for Bossert, no good back iron, and we'll have a foul on Mineral Point. That one on Brylan Lee. Claire Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, is proud to support our community events. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Now at the line, Caden DeMuth. First one drops for DeMuth, as we'll now see Lucas Foley. The 6'1 sophomore checks in for Southwestern. Second one, it drops. High off the glass. That one's good. Inside, now back out. Finley, shot fake. Vomstead, back to Finley. Another shot fake, and this one poked back to Finley. Vomstead trying to work inside, relocates. Vomstead loses it again. Now ball on the deck, and we'll get a held ball. Possession will keep it with Mineral Point. Just over 2 minutes to play in this one. Lee into Schrader. Lee in the corner is blocked by Lawrence. And the rebound falls to DeMuth. Southwestern going the other way. Inside. Now blocked by Lee. Foley's shot is denied. Bossert over to Finley. Now Vomstead back to Lee. Lee to Finley. Now Bossert. Head fake. Vomstead on the near side. Works near the charity stripe. Now back to the far corner. Finley spins, Euro steps, and lays it in. What a shot from Grady Finley. He's on the board with 2. On the other end in the corner, a 3-ball good for Drew Martin. His second made basket of the night. For Mineral Point, now here's Lee. Bossert goes over to Finley. Vomstead under a minute to play. And we'll get a kick ball. It'll stay with Mineral Point. Not before that. We will see Keegan Winger and Wyatt Pete, the Mineral Point junior and senior respectively, checking into the game. Lee tried to get it into Winger, has it stolen away by Splinter, and Splinter will lay it in for the easy 2 off the glass. 69-49, 45 seconds to go. Finley to Vomstead. Now here's Pete. Finley spinning. Baseline has it stolen away by Lawrence. Lawrence wants to attack. Outside, 3-ball. No good for Splinter. Rebound to Lee, and with 20 seconds, I'd be surprised if we see anything more. 14 seconds left. Coach Burrison will wave the white flag. And Mineral Point, a huge win in game 1. They're 1-0, 69-49 over the Southwestern Wildcats. We'll take a break, and we're back after this on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 10.
Cheese is the perfect addition to any holiday meal. Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese House. Visit our store for your favorite cheese selections, including our own Dunbar Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We customize gift boxes for any budget. Don't forget about our made-to-order cheese trays that everyone will love. Taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House. Visit us on Facebook, RaleighCheese.com, or on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
Grant's Auto Parts and Hardware Hank of Fenimore is now your local Napa dealer. Stop in to Grant's Auto Parts in Fenimore. They're a full-service auto center always looking to hire quality techs. For all things auto parts, the tools to get the job done anywhere, and excellent care for your vehicle, see Robert Krantz at your local Napa and Hardware Hank location, Krantz Auto Parts, Lincoln Avenue in Fenimore.
In game 10.
And Mineral Point 1-0 in a big win, 69-49 over Southwestern. We'll take a quick check on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Darlington leads Cuba City 67-53, 4:13 left in that one. In the other big game in the Swall to open it up here. We'll take another break. Post-game coverage after this on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-game 3 minutes.
Paralyzed Veterans of America believes the veterans who've served and sacrificed deserve access to the best our country has to offer. Access to homes, communities, meaningful employment, and the veterans' benefits they've earned. With PVA staff working inside VA hospitals, no other veterans organization has provided more real-time ongoing support for paralyzed veterans and their families. Our nation's heroes fought for your independence. Join PVA in fighting for theirs at pva.org.
Mama, what does the chicken say? Dog. Cat. Giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Did you know that when you make time to talk, read, or sing with your child, you're helping to shape and strengthen their brains for the years to come? As a father, helping my child thrive is the most important thing to me. Each of us has the power to create a strong start for our children and to help them enter school ready to learn and succeed in life, starting from the day they are born. Visit TalkingIsTeaching.org for free tips, resources, and ideas on how to transform everyday moments into magical moments for learning.
All of us have a role to play in promoting a mental health friendly workplace.
So what can I do to help?
As a CEO, I can set the tone for a supportive culture.
As a manager, I can offer assistance and accommodations.
As a coworker, I can be a source of support.
As someone with a mental health condition, I can ask for what I need to perform my best.
What can I do?
What can I do?
I can remind others that none of us are alone.
And that we all benefit from workplaces that promote good mental health.
Learn more at whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
Our connections make powerful things happen, uniting individuals and communities. We are Rotary. We are people of action. With over 1 million members, we know what people can do when they come together. Around the world, generations of leaders build new friendships and solve problems, turning great ideas into reality. Take action with us. Find out more at rotary.org/action.
Elena had another asthma attack. She's really sad to miss school again.
Asthma can be triggered by allergens from common pests.
I just can't shake this fever.
Mosquito bites can cause West Nile and Zika virus infections.
Sorry, boss. I'm going to be out of work for a while.
The CDC estimates that more than 300,000 Lyme disease cases spread by ticks occur in the U.S. each year. Don't let pests force you to take a sick day. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association and the CDC.
97.7 Country WGLR is your home for Green Bay football. Here are Firsty Eye Clinic and Optical of Lancaster and West End Salvage of Lancaster broadcast, proudly presented by Les Mack Chevy, Les Mack Ford, and Les Mack Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Lancaster, where you always get more from less. And Krantz Auto Parts of Fenimore, all season long on our sister station, 97.7 Country WGLR.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL Platteville. It's Mineral Point with a huge 69-49 win over Southwestern to open the season. Mineral Point 1-0, Southwestern falls to 2-1 after that game. Tonight's game was brought to you by Ivy's Construction Mineral Point. Ivy's Construction is a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction of Mineral Point. We'll take a look now at the Tri-Court Turning Point. Brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. And that turning point came when shots started falling for Mineral Point. Later in the second half, Southwestern was able to get the Mineral Point lead down to 9 early in that half. But from there, Mineral Point really took over, and much of the second half was theirs. We'll run through some stats here. We'll start with Southwestern. They had a lot of guys get into foul trouble late. Remy Lawrence had 4, Hayden Kelleher had 3, Splinter 3, Furlong had 3, Rundy had 4. And scoring was kind of thin pickings. Only one Southwestern player got into double figures. Carson Splinter had 12. Hayden Kelleher had a late 9 points. Everett Dressler put up 7. Demuth, Martin, and Pierce. Rundy as well added 4, Furlong with 3. Scoring a little more diverse for Mineral Point. Wenhausen led with 16 points. Ashelman close behind with 11. The Mineral Point bigs, Atlee Potterton off the bench with 8. Jacob Phillips had 6. Keaton Dempsey with 5. Eli Lindsay had 7. And right at the end, Grady Finley tossed in a bucket. He'll go down as having 2 points on that box score. So it was a big scoring night for Wenhausen, a very talented offensive player. But one thing we saw tonight that we have not seen out of him in the past is his ability to work it inside of the paint. Not just an outside shooter, more of a guard forward, willing to get physical. That's something we've always seen from him on the defensive end, and now we've seen it even more on the offensive end. He becomes a more dangerous player. So those are the stats for both sides. We'll take a look at what's up next for both teams as we hopefully wait for a couple of victorious pointers to come up and hear from them. For Southwestern first, for the rest of December, they will travel to Iowa Grant on the 10th, travel to Ithaca on the 12th, host Riverdale on the 13th, host Blackhawk on the 17th, host Boscobel on the 19th, and this holiday they will play in the Benton Holiday Tournament. So some very winnable games for Southwestern. A lot of opportunities to build confidence and get things rolling. On the other end, for Mineral Point, they travel to Prairie du Chien on Saturday. It's Boscobel at home on the 10th, and then 2 big ones at Darlington on the 13th. That's on 97.7 Country WGLR, and against Cuba City on the 19th. That's on Dubuque Super Hits 106. On the 27th and 28th, they'll be at Concordia and Mequon for the WBY Shootout. That, the holiday tournament for the Mineral Point Pointers. That's what's coming up for them. So 2 very talented teams that we expect to see a lot from this season. This is just the 3rd game for Southwestern and the 1st game for Mineral Point. And it's going to be a special season for both of these teams. We'll take another break, and I'll go track down some Mineral Point pointers back after this on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post game, 2 minutes.
Hey, Joe, I thought you were retired.
Living on a fixed income is tough. So here I am, an essential worker.
I know. I mean, food prices are going up every day. Thank goodness for benefitscheckup.org.
Benefits what?
benefitscheckup.org. It's a free website where people over 60 can find help to pay for food, medicine, even utilities. I got $1,200 a year in benefits. Maybe it can help you.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at Parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Whether you're doing schoolwork or applying for jobs, access to high-speed internet is vital. Thanks to the new Federal Affordable Connectivity Program,
you may be eligible for a discount of $30 or more. Find out if you qualify and enroll at acpbenefit.org. The Public Service Commission of Wisconsin and this station are proud to bring you this message.
Get it, slip it, cup it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor. Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Visit managerbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Post game, 2 minutes.
Back on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And we're joined by a couple of victorious Mineral Point pointers, Atlee Potterton and Jackson Wenhausen. Welcome to the show, guys. First up, we've got Atlee. So 7 blocks. Is that the official number?
I believe so, yeah.
So 7 blocks, big night. And I got to ask you, stepping into this game, you've got to take on Bryce Pierce, 6'4", over 300 pounds, really physical center, really big guy. So not committing many fouls. I mean, you picked up 1 really late in the game, but you only finished with 3. So coming in for Phillips and trying to work with him, how do you have to approach a game like that where you've got to defend such a big center?
I mean, Jacob Phillips, he's a big dude, too. I mean, he's 6'4", 215, pure muscle. So, I mean, working against that in practice every day is definitely helpful. But, I mean, nothing can really prepare you for a dude like Bryce Pierce. Very physical. I struggled early, but I kind of figured it out throughout the game, and I feel like that just guarding Jake Phillips in practice definitely helped.
Yeah, now, getting thrown into this first game against Southwestern, you guys thought your first game was going to be against Potosi, but because they play in the state football championship, that game's now going to be in February. So what is it like for you to know you have to play Southwestern right away, who's given your team fits over the last couple of years?
I mean, we always know it's going to be a tough environment here. Always got an amazing student section, amazing crowd. You know, their fans love them, and I feel like that's what makes them so good. So, you know, it's just a rivalry matchup. We want it. We wanted it really bad. Worked every day in practice, watched a ton of film, talked it over guys every day at the lunch table, what we're going to do, what matchups, things we need to know, and I feel like that just, you know, prepared us.
All right, now I got to ask you, after this first game and a big win, even bigger than the score might show, what do you think is the ceiling for this team, and how are you guys going to feel going into practice tomorrow?
I mean, who knows what the ceiling can be. I mean, if we work hard every day, anything can happen. But I think like, we just got to keep putting our head forward, focus on the next game, not look too far ahead, and just, you know, look forward to Saturday against Prairie.
All right, Atlee, congratulations on the win. We will see you next in Darlington. We take on the Redbirds. Next up, we'll bring in Jackson Wenhausen. Congratulations on the win, Jackson. And you led all scorers tonight with 16 points. What fueled your offense?
I mean, we just moved the ball. They came out in that 2-3 zone. We were finding ways to move the ball, finding ways to get me open, and it was just a balanced scoring attack all around. Guys were feeling good, and we were able to knock down shots.
Now, I got to talk about that physicality, too, on both ends of the floor. Last season, you were primarily a three-point shooter, but now this year you're kind of in this first game showing not only your ability to shoot the deep ball and the really deep ball, but your ability to work past defenders and get into the post and create opportunities there. What have you done over the offseason to kind of work that into your game as well and more balance your scoring abilities?
Yeah, absolutely, Matthew. I knew coming into the season after last year that teams were going to shadow me, take away the three. I knew that I was going to have opportunities to get to the rim. So over the offseason, I was working on getting to the rim, finding other teammates, and just finding other ways to score.
So far this season, obviously, this is your first game. You got to see Southwestern. And tonight, Darlington took down Cuba City 77-58. I know you guys will watch film on both of those teams coming up, going forward. And just give me your thoughts on the outlook on the SWAL this year and what you expect out of some of these teams.
I mean, Southwestern's a quality opponent. So is Darlington. So is Cuba City. I mean, we just got to focus on the next game, be ready for what's to come.
All right, Jackson Wenhausen, congratulations on the win. Thank you for joining us on our post-game show. We will see you next in Darlington when you take on the Redbirds. And that is it for both of the pointers, Atlee Potterton and Jackson Wenhausen, joining us on our post-game show. And we will wrap it up here. A big win it was for Mineral Point, opening up their season with a bang. They have not lost since February of 2024, and they keep it up tonight. 69-49, your final over Southwestern. Here's a look at what's coming up on the Queen Bee Radio family of stations over the next couple days. Tomorrow, another massive game. I will be on the call for it. Hopefully my voice comes back a little bit. Thanks to everyone for listening here with me tonight as number 2 Cuba City travels to number 4 Mineral Point in girls action. That one in Mineral Point on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Action gets underway with the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show just after 6:40. Also tomorrow, Lancaster travels to Platteville, and I've had the opportunity to see them in person. Platteville is a very talented girls basketball team. That one on the X Extreme 107.1 on Saturday. A big one in college basketball, the I-94 rivalry, Wisconsin at Fiserv Forum against Marquette at 11:30 right here on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. On Sunday, the Wisconsin women take on Rutgers at 1:40 on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. And on Tuesday, the Badger men take on Illinois right here on AM 1590 WPVL. That one's at 7. And a big day on Thursday. MFL Marmac travels to Lancaster for a wrestling duel at 6 on 97.7 Country WGL on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Potosi Castfield travels to River Ridge on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And Platteville girls travel to Dodgeville on the X Extreme 107.1 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Thank you to Thomas Kohler and the staff at Southwestern High School for having us tonight. Thank you to our sponsors who make our broadcast possible, and an extra special thank you to you for tuning in to tonight's game. The preceding has been a Queen Bee Radio Sports presentation of Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank High School basketball, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL Platteville. From the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, I'm Matthew Ganinin. Tonight's final score, a big win for Mineral Point, 69-49. Amber and Ian is next. 2 high school girls basketball games come your way tomorrow night on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations. Signing off from Hazel Green. Have a great rest of your night, folks.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL Platteville, a Queen Bee radio station.